Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to FranTastic Insights, where we provide insights from some of the coolest people in franchising. My name is Alesia Visconti. I am your host. I'm also the president and CEO of FranServe and Franchise Dictionary Magazine. Now, FranServe is the largest franchise consulting organization in the world, and our mission is very simple. We aim to help change people's lives through franchise ownership. And we do that through a network of incredible franchisors and franchise consultants, all who are dedicated to people like you to help explore franchise opportunities. Now, today I'm very excited. I have a full house. I have three wonderful people. I have Belinda, Randy, and Kevin, and they all are from 1Heart Caregiver Services. So welcome aboard, guys. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, Alesia.
Good to be here, Alesia.
Now, I wish it was in person, but you know, our hearts are big enough that it almost reaches that gap, right?
Right.
Absolutely. You know, I think one of the best things to do is just to start off and share a little bit about what your brand does, what traits make it unique, and, you know, how the brand has developed. So if you guys can just start sharing some ideas about that and what the brand actually does and how it is unique, I think that would be a good start for our audience.
Thank you. Thank you, Alesia. I think I'll start it off. Again, my name is Belina, and I am the CEO and founder of 1Heart Caregiver Services. So our company, 1Heart Caregiver Services, is a non-medical in-home care company. We provide care to those who have chronic diseases such as Alzheimer's, dementia, stroke, heart diseases, etc. We also provide companionship to seniors who need some assistance with their activities of daily living. We have been doing this since 2004. That's 18 years, so we're definitely not new in this industry. The service we provide is so unique by itself because what we really are providing is peace of mind, especially to the daughters, the sons, you know, the family of the senior that we are taking care of. When the family asks us to find someone to take care of their mom or their dad, they're practically putting their loved one's life into our hands. And a lot of the seniors we take care of live alone or live far from their family. So now I know we are not the only company that can provide that care. However, the one thing, Alesia, that we do better than anyone else, I believe, is not just finding the perfect match and the right caregiver for any job, but our expertise is really in identifying and providing that one person who has the training, the experience, and most importantly, the heart to truly care for the senior. And, you know, how do we do that? We do that by having a proven system of hiring practices, having our in-house Caregiver University to train our caregivers, and having a dedicated client care manager who regularly checks on our clients and their assigned caregivers. I know that, you know, as far as our business is concerned, we will never replace real family, but we are the next best thing to having a family member take care of their loved ones. And, you know, as we fondly remind our caregivers and tell our clients, all it really takes is one person, one heart that cares, and everything will be all right.
Well, thank you, Belinda, for that. And I will tell you, you know, we hear it all the time about, you know, the aging of population, the Grey Tsunami, as it's called. So again, very near and dear to many, many, many people's hearts is this concern, right? As their loved ones, as their parents, as their family age. So thank you for sharing your insights on that. Randy, is there anything that you want to comment about that in terms of the company?
Yes.
Please introduce yourself formally to our audience.
Yeah, I'm Randy. I'm the Vice President for Franchise Development. I have met a couple of FranServe consultants. I love them. They're very thorough. They're great candidates. We'll be signing some soon. And yeah, I've dealt with family members that we have helped, as what our CEO Belina mentioned. So it's when it starts with really the heart for helping seniors, the business follows. Mm-hmm. Meaning over the years, we've rendered millions of hours of service, and with many experiences in various diseases. So it's not simple. Even if it's a non-medical, you have to deal with Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and you know, my background is also 39 years in healthcare, so I should be able to help out in many ways how this is done. And Belina's right, peace of mind, and it's all for the best interests of the seniors and family members. We have a senior that's 108 years old, so we're very happy serving her.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Now let's talk a little bit about the growth of the company, markets that you're looking to expand. And sometimes when I ask this question, the answer comes back as, everywhere, which is just fine too, right? But sometimes there are certain hot markets or certain markets that want to be penetrated first. Let's talk a little bit about the expansion plans and where you would ideally like to be opening new locations.
Well, right now, actually, our warmest market is really California because we're based in California, but we are looking to expand, to the closer states around us, like Arizona, Texas, Nevada. And of course, Randy here, our VP of Sales and Business Development, is going to expound more on that. Randy, you want to?
Yes, we have an in-depth market data to be able to tell us which is the bigger market. I've traveled to Arizona last month. I'll be in Houston, Texas next month. So these are the hot markets. And our advantage is really, we have the bigger and largest territories that we offer. So all of these hot markets will be able to have a market research, in-depth market research of, we know how many seniors, assisted living facilities, hospitals, and also the market value. So we know our competition since 2004, as Belina mentioned. So we know their sales, we know their operations, we know their number of franchise locations in each state. We can identify any hot markets. So we have identified a couple of top ranking hot markets, and I share this with the FranServe consultants. So even if they're looking for other markets, when I tell them about the real good markets and area development agreement, so they kind of love it and share to them all the market data that we have.
Wonderful. And, let's talk a little bit about traits you look for in a franchise owner. And then Kevin, maybe you can talk a little bit about some of the training and the operations that support a new owner as well. So what would make a good franchisee? Who wants to share on that first? What traits do you look for in your newsies?
I think I can answer that. So yeah,
okay, great.
Kevin, I'm the COO. I joined the company 7 years ago, during the advent when we started franchising. And my responsibility essentially boils down to making something great already better, because as Belina mentioned, she's already been doing this for a decade. But what I focused on was basically keeping in mind, we're bringing new people on board. Let's make it efficient. Let's make it effective. Let's make it something that's a nice, easy package, user-friendly for any franchisee who's, whether they're in Southern California or all the way in New York, East Coast. It's easy for them to adopt and learn and meet the same consistent and provide the same consistent quality care that we do here. So with that, I've actually, I've consulted with a lot of franchisees, and I can see the qualities and traits that make a franchisee successful. First and foremost is you have to have a measure of compassion for the senior community. So you're providing care to seniors, and taking care of a human life is no small thing, and you always have to keep that in mind. You have to be passionate about providing care, because in this kind of business, you have to be relentless in your recruiting and marketing in order to be successful. So because this business is very scalable, oftentimes the people who own the business tend to be operators, full-time operators. So don't underestimate the amount of hours that you have to put into this business, that you have to commit. As long as you have all that, you're good. And surprisingly, you don't need a healthcare background. Even though this is in the healthcare industry, you don't need a medical background. As long as you know what you're willing to commit and put in the hours, you're going to have a much easier time than when Belina first started this business. But this is still business ownership. You still have to put in the hours, you still have to put in the work. And as long as you follow the system, you will be successful. In fact, one of our first franchise owners didn't have any medical background. I think he owned a printing shop, and he's been almost consistently one of our top performers. So yeah, that's what we look for.
That's great, Kevin. And, I'm just going to emphasize that to our audience, because that happens all the time, right? Where you think you have to have that industry expertise in order to be successful. And here you're hearing Kevin say, no, you don't need to have a healthcare background. I mean, that's the beauty of franchising, right? They teach you the system, and you heard Kevin say it, follow the system, right? But I think that's an aha moment to a lot of people listening, that no, you don't need to have that background. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you guys do a veteran discount for your veteran franchisees. Is that correct?
Yes, we do. We understand and acknowledge the skills and the knowledge and other skills that are transferable to working in the franchise business. So we offer like 5,000 discount to veterans.
Well, I want to thank you for that. I'm very involved with helping veterans find franchise ownership and to work at franchises as employees as well. I'm very active with the Vet Fran program for the International Franchise Association, and we find veterans are ideal owners and ideal employees. So thank you very much for extending a discount to them. Everybody appreciates that. We appreciate their service. Now, I'm going to go a little bit deeper now and talk about two of my favorite hashtags on social media. My staff reminds me all the time, my team is always saying, you use these hashtags more than you use the company's hashtags, which is a true statement, right? So it tells you how much I believe in them. And the first one is Franchise Strong, and the second one is Changing Lives. And I use those two hashtags over and over again because I did not come from a franchise background my whole life. I just came into it probably 7-8 years ago. I came from other industries, and I was blown away at the true family feeling of the franchise community. And Franchise Strong, I've seen it, when times are great, when we went through COVID, when we went through uptime, bad times, great economy. Everybody bands together to ensure the success of their franchisees and to ensure great services. So I feel very strong in Franchise Strong. And then, of course, Changing Lives. I mean, that is what franchise ownership does. We see it even on a grander scale with situations like your brand, where you are literally changing seniors' lives and the family of seniors who are at peace, knowing that they're being taken care of for their loved ones. So I would like to open it up now to each of you to talk either about Franchise Strong or about Changing Lives, and just share what that means to you and to your brand.
Wow, Franchise Strong, that's a great concept. And Alesia, I totally agree with you about changing people's lives through franchise ownership. In fact, owning a business and making it successful did change my life. For me, Franchise Strong is not just about a community of franchise owners learning from each other and helping fellow entrepreneurs become successful. With 1Heart, it's really more personal than that. When I started franchising the business, I had to make the difficult decision of investing my life savings into this business or putting in a down payment on a house for my family to live in. So after considering the risks, the pros and cons, I finally decided to invest in the business opportunity, and I have not regretted that decision ever since. You see, because our investment requirements are very minimal compared to other businesses, the individuals who actually invest in us are just like me when I first started. So I see myself in them. They're those who have worked hard to save just enough and have worked long years, saving money to start their own business. So knowing that, we do everything that we can to help them succeed. They're not just numbers for us, they are family. And just like, what you mentioned earlier, and we support each other. Every one of our franchisees treat the brand, thank God, as their own, and they're very, very protective of it. So we collaborate and we celebrate each other's successes. I think that is what makes us a very strong brand. And as you say, Franchise Strong.
Wonderful. Thank you for that, Belinda.
I like the concept of Franchise Strong. Being in the operations, our system is just so much more stronger because of the collective collaboration of all our franchisees. It's not just the experience and hard work, not just the criticism, suggestions of just one company, but of multiple companies, of all the franchisees. So every suggestion, criticism that they have, we collaborate and we make sure that our marketing, our recruiting, our accounting, our service that we provided is all top notch because we're getting opinions from everyone. And yeah, as Belina mentioned, home care is not a service that you really think about until you desperately need it. When your mother can no longer remember your name, when your father can no longer walk, that's when you start scrambling for service, you start looking for help, and that's where our 1Heart agencies come in. So from us and our franchise owners, when you provide that service, when you feel and see the impact that you're having on these families and providing that peace of mind, you find a measure of fulfillment in that, really. So it's something I'm very thankful for. I know that we're all thankful to be a part of this wonderful business and providing a much needed service out there.
Thank you very much, Kevin. And Randy, some insights from you, please.
Yeah, I like your Franchise Strong hashtag. I believe in, I've been part of some companies, multinational companies that keeps replicating success from one country to another country. So what we've done early on with 1Heart is we're able to replicate success from one location to another location until Las Vegas, Nevada, Santa Barbara, and now we're going to the East Coast. Reason being is I'm also a corporate trainer of the company, so I believe in continuing education that will be able to put in a solid foundation on all the three very important functions: sales and marketing, operations, and finance. So once we equip them with all this knowledge and skills, they'll be more prepared to be able to replicate the success in their own and carry the 1Heart brand. On the changing lives, I have one short statement. I can guarantee that this is a life-changing business. That's a guarantee. When you put your heart to it and put the business into your heart, it's going to be a life-changing business. So that's what we've seen.
Thank you so much, Randy. And I just want to thank Belinda and Kevin and Randy for your FranTastic insights. And audience, thank you for your time. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with all our videos. And Belinda, I'm going to turn it over to you for any last words before we wrap up. But first, I'm just going to congratulate you on being one of our Women of Wonder in our October.
Yay.
Congratulations on that.
Such an honor, really. Well,
we're thrilled to see that, but I'm going to turn it over to you for last words here.
Yes, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to share our story with your audience. I hope that we have somehow ignited, that fire within people's hearts to go into something that could make them financially free and at the same time help our aging community. Now is the time, everyone. It is.
Very good. And I will tell you, everyone, the thing that we hear over and over again, but when someone becomes an owner is, I wish I had done this sooner, right? We hear that again and again. So if this motivates you, if this kind of gets you excited, lights the fire, let's get some more information. Let's get communication going. And maybe you too can be an owner for 1Heart Caregiver Services. So on that note, thank you, everyone. And I just have to say it, have a FranTastic day.